Hello and welcome to Relatable Code. In this video, we're going to make a direct application about inheritance in Kotlin. So let's get started. Okay, so in this application, we're tasked to create a system to represent players from different sports: football, basketball, and hockey. Okay, every player will have a name, a team, and a position. They will all pretty much have a function that prints this info, okay, in the same way. And all three of these players follow their own diet plan, okay? I'm not going to tell you about what to create, whether it's abstract classes or interfaces. You're going to do that for yourselves, and you're going to do that now, okay? So pause this video, try your best to use the concepts that you've learned in the previous videos to create this application. Okay? Okay, so we're going to start. I'm going to create an abstract class. I'm going to call it sports player. It's going to take as parameters a private val name. It's going to be a string, a private val team. It's going to be a string as well, and similarly a position. Okay. So we have a function that prints pretty much this info for all three of our sports players. Let's do that with an open function. And I'm going to have an open function because I want to provide a shared implementation for this print info between our three players, okay? You can create open functions inside abstract classes, but you can't create abstract functions inside open classes, okay? That's why I chose to create an abstract class, because I can create open functions and abstract functions in that class. So I'm going to share the implementation here between them, like this. Print line, name, name. You can have this function return anything you want. Team, team, and position, position. Okay. Also, all three of these players follow their own diet plan, which means you have to provide a function for this diet plan, and it has to be an abstract function in this case, because the players are required to provide their own implementation of this function. Let's see how we can do that. We can write abstract fun print diet plan, like that. Okay. Now, let's create a class for each one of our players. We have a football player, a basketball player, and a hockey player. Let's do this. Class football player. It extends our sports player, not players, like that. That's right. Name, string, team, string, and position, string. In here, let's pass all three of them, like that. And now we have to implement our print diet plan for our football player. Okay, we have to provide an implementation for print diet plan because it's an abstract function in the superclass sports player. So here we write print line, for example, football players diet plan. Let's say 2000 calories daily. Okay, let's create another function or another class for basketball player. Let's copy that and another one for our hockey player. Okay, basketball player and hockey player. Here we have basketball player's diet plan. Let's say it's 2200 calories. And here we have hockey player's diet plan. Let's say they consume 2500 calories per day. And that's basically it for the basic implementation of our application. Okay, but let's also have some behavior shared between football players and basketball players as well, since they both play the game using balls. Okay, so let's provide an interface to share some behavior between football players and basketball players, because hockey players don't actually play with a ball, basically. Okay, let's create an interface. Let's call it play ball. And let's have a function, or let's call the interface something like maybe play, and a function called playball. It will not have a default implementation because it has to be implemented by our football player and our basketball player. Okay, so let's have our football player implement this play interface like this. After sports player, we write play. And here we have to provide an implementation. You can write or press Alt and Enter, implement members, play ball. And the same goes for our basketball player. Implement that interface. And now we have an interface for play ball, which is shared between our football player and our basketball player. Inside play ball for our football player, let's just print line, shoot the ball or kick the ball. And inside our basketball player, for example, throw the ball. Okay, that's basically it. And let's say that football players and hockey players, for example, go to the gym, okay, and perform some maybe agility exercises. So let's create an interface for that. Interface, and let's call it, for example, exercises. Of course, interfaces don't take parentheses. And here let's write perform agility exercises like that. And we can now implement this interface exercises between our football player and our hockey player. Okay, like this. After play, we write a comma, and after that we implement exercises. So now I have to implement that function. Alt Enter, implement members, perform agility exercises for football players and our hockey player. Okay. Inside football player, write print line. Football player performing an agility exercise. And for hockey player performing an agility exercise. Okay. That was a basic application for abstract classes, open functions, abstract functions, and interfaces, and multiple interfaces for the same class, football player. If I create this football player now in my main method, let's delete these. Equals football player. Name, for example, James. Team, for example, Chelsea. Position, striker. And here, let's have football player. We have access to play ball, to print type plan, to perform agility exercises. You can try out any one you want. Let's try out print info and run our main function. It should return basically this implementation. As you can see, name James, team Chelsea, position striker. Feel free to play around with these classes, implement any class you want, and try out any function you want as well. And that's basically how you practice inheritance in Kotlin. Okay. If you like these type of videos, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for future content, and I'll see you in the next video.